Hello, welcome to another edition of excuse me, Capper Comparison Picks. Today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 22, the main events. We got the co-main event of Gregor Gillespie taking on Brad Riddell, and the main event, Brunson versus Kevin Holland. I did do a Capper Comparison Pick breakdown of every fight on the card. Be sure to check those out if you have any questions. And tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be doing a live last look show. But without further ado, let's get on with this. It's late, man. Ended up watching some Cage Warriors with Vlad. Then I just finished watching the bare knuckle fighting prelims. Man, I just kept procrastinating. But you know what? I'm not one to put things off for tomorrow. So I just wanted to get this done so I can, then tomorrow all I have to do is the last look videos. Okay, so let's get into this. At lightweight, 155 pounds, the co-main event, we've got Gregor the Gift Gillespie, 13-1, big favorite, -265, taking on Brad Riddell, 9-1, big underdog at +225. Well, not a huge underdog, but 2-to-1 odds. So, yeah, Gregor Gillespie, pretty solid favorite. He fights out of Long Island MMA with, who fights out of that? Brian Kelleher and Boom, one of my favorites, and Dennis Bermudez, both fight out of Long Island MMA. Also, his secondary school, or, you know, his Long Island MMA is primary, and then they have his other one is Belmore Kickboxing MMA, and Gian Vellante, I think he was, yeah, he's been in the UFC, either that or Contender Series. Anyway, I recognize the name. He is from there, Belmore Kickboxing MMA. Little thing, Gregor Gillespie did win a NCAA National Championship for Edinburgh University. Edinburgh is a Division II school, but for wrestling, they go to the Division I tournament because wrestling is more of an individual sport rather than a team sport. I mean, it can be a team sport too, but I'm saying when it comes to collegiate wrestling, you don't, like Edinburgh, they're known for their wrestling program, so they're invited to instead of wrestling at the junior NCAA or the D3, you know, like those tournaments, Edinburgh's good enough that they get invites to go to the big NCAA D1 tournament against, like, actually the tournament's going on right now. They're in the semifinals, I think. Edinburgh did send two wrestlers, because I used to wrestle in college, but Edinburgh sent two wrestlers this year. It's like, oh, I knew their names too. It's like, one of them's a heavyweight, 285. I'll never think of it now, but the other one is at 174 pounds. I think his last name was Oliver or something. Jacob Oliver and Josh Simon, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter because both of them lost in the first round of the tournament. On the wrestlebacks, the heavyweight, he lost first round. The wrestlebacks for the 174 pound guy, he lost to the second round in the wrestlebacks to, I think, a kid from Nebraska. But anyway, whatever. That's it. Edinburgh's a good wrestling program, and Gregor Gillespie did win a national title when he went to the University of Edinburgh in Pennsylvania. Okay. Greg Gillespie, the gift. His last fight was a loss to Kevin Lee. He got sent to the shadow realm, as a lot of them, as like UFC gambling addicts likes to say. Got sent to the shadow realm, or sent to another realm by overhand right to a head kick. Yeah, and Gregor Gillespie claims to be the best fisherman in the entire UFC. I don't see anybody objecting to that. I don't know how his fisherman skills are. What if it's fly fishing, or is it just like river fishing or boat trout fishing? Is it stream fishing? I got a stream run through the backyard, go some trout fishing. Or I can go to the river over here. We got the Mohawk River going cutting through central New York. Go fishing over there. That's river fishing. That you take the boat out. Or you can go lake fishing. Fly fishing is the most difficult, which I've only been once, and that was a long time ago, and I'm not good at it. I'm not good. It takes a certain skill set to be a fly fisherman. Anyway, Greg Gillespie, good fisherman. Okay, let's start with this favor. Oh, let's talk about Brad Riddell. I think it's Riddell, or it might be Riddell. I don't know. He is coming off a win against Alex Da Silva, a unanimous decision win. He is actually on a 6-fight win streak, and he's the underdog here. He's got a TKO victory over Kenan Song, who is also on this card. He fights out of, listen to this now, guys. Brad Riddell fights out of 2 great his primary is Tiger Muay Thai. That's his primary. And then his secondary, or his other one, is welcome to City Kickboxing. City Kickboxing. So, you know, like City Kickboxing has Adesanya and that Carlos Ulberg that just, you know, he's not much to brag about now. But who else? You know, Kai Kara France. You know, and Dan Hooker, but then we got Tiger Muay Thai has Piotr Yan, Kenan Song is out of there, Arman Sarukian, Movsar Evloev. Anyway, they're all out of Tiger Muay Thai. You know all about Tiger Muay Thai and City Kickboxing. Great training facilities over in that part of the world. Can't knock them. So here we go. Taking the wrestling former NCAA wrestling champion. We've got, I did a selection of, I think I got maybe 10 or a dozen cappers total. I didn't go full all out. You know, my time is limited lately. So, taking Gregor Gillespie, we've got the professional James Lynch. I am a Patreon subscriber for James Lynch. He has the best interviews. Him and John Hyung Ko, between the two of them, they have the best interviews. Then we've got MMA Prediction Guru. He's saying submission, 3rd round for Gillespie. Okay, then we've got MMA Lock of the Night, Manpreet. I think he's out of Canada. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure which side, if it's New Brunswick or if it's over on the other coast, over in Vancouver, British Columbia. I have no idea, but he's out of Canada. Then we've got Will Martin. I think Will Martin's out of Scotland, if I'm correct. Definitely the UK, somewhere over there. He's saying submission. Then we've got Bleed, formerly Just Bleed, but now it's only Bleed. Shortened his name for branding. Brady from DFS by the Numbers. He is also saying by submission for Gillespie. Then we've got both the kids from both the Allen brothers from Fight Night Picks. Matt is saying by sub, and Craig didn't say, but he is taking Gillespie. And then we've got Vlad, who I watched the Cage Warriors with tonight. Man, that Cage Warriors was fun. There was this fight, UFC Celebrities and Classics, Vlad. There's this fight between Jack Cartwright. I think he's like a bantamweight champion. And I don't really follow Cage Warriors, but it was entertaining tonight. He fought this guy named Miller. First name was Sylvester. I think it was Sylvester Miller, or was it Sylvester? But it was like Sylvester, because he's Polish. So they had a W instead of a V, because, you know, that's how they do it in Eastern Europe. But anyway, this guy had the biggest bubble head, and he looked like, did you ever see the Tosh.0 when he wore the ugly angry baby mask? That's what this guy's head kind of looked like. It was kind of like a, I don't want to knock the guy, he had a huge head. And he looked like a baby face. He had like an upset baby face. And the thing was, he got disqualified from, guess what? 4 headbutts. And we counted like 6. We counted a couple that the ref didn't catch, and he warned them every time. But in the chat, it was hilarious because like Dave and P. Diz, all the regulars in Vlad's chat were saying his head is, he can't help it, ref. His head is just too big. And it was hilarious. It was fun. I said I would give any amount of money for a bobblehead of that guy, Sylvester Miller. Yeah. So anyway, he lost by disqualification. 4 headbutts. 4 headbutt disqualification. And the guy was like, what do you mean? And you could see it totally. Every time he took the guy down, he took down Jack Cartwright. Big favorite on the card too. And then the bare knuckle, that was fun too. I just watched this fight between what's his name? Alvin Burrito. But the chat was hilarious because his name is Brito, B-R-I-T-O. And in the chat there, burrito and taco and fajita and Takis. And just because there's like 5,000 viewers, that chat was just going crazy with Burrito. And he's fighting this guy Kelly, had these big wing tattoos. Oh, the chat can be fierce too. Those guys are trolls, some of them, but they're hilarious. They're hilarious too. Love it. Anyway, where was I? Oh, finally we've got finally we've got the Parlay Punch guys. Matt is saying by arm triangle submission. Very specific. Matt, well, he did say arm triangle submission. I'm just gonna put sub. Josh is just taking him. He didn't say like method or anything. So you'd think this would be a full capper consensus. However, there's one. I found one. Well, I didn't really search that hard, but one out of my favorite cappers, one is choosing Brad Riddell from the great training camps of Tiger Muay Thai and City Kickboxing. That's what's crazy. I understand Gillespie is a minus 265 favorite, but I mean, give me a break, Riddell. Brad Riddell out of City Kickboxing and Tiger Muay Thai. Anyway, UFC gambling addicts. Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts, UGA. UFC Gambling Addicts, Leighton. He originally was Gregor Gillespie, and he flipped. He flipped his decision. He's like, all week, guys. Well, he said, he says homies. All week, homies. I've been on Gregor Gillespie, but I flipped my pick. Now I don't know. I'm a double amen type of guy. If you watch, the links are going to be in the description. But if you watch UFC Gambling Addicts, I'm a double amen type of guy. So I really couldn't pay attention all that well. But anyway, he's definitely taken Brad Riddell by TKO. Second round. I like it, Leighton. I like it. Good job, Lay. You get the solo on the board, taking Riddell, stopping that consensus. So, this is my deal. I was a college wrestler, and whenever it's wrestler versus striker, I like 90% of the time, not 80% of the time, I take the wrestler. Only because I just, that's my background. But I have to hug these plus 225. I gotta. And I just watched the weigh-ins and the stare down. I understand the stare down. Gillespie looked straight down. He didn't even look at the guy. He just looked down like he wasn't there. Couldn't see it. Couldn't look in his eye. Which that's off to me. But then I mentioned it on DFS by Numbers. He had his live last, thought last, I don't know what he calls it, but it's the post-fight or after the weigh-in. He does one of these shows, kind of like I do tomorrow, my last looks. He does it tonight, and he said that's how Gillespie does all his stare downs, is just looking at the floor. He doesn't ever look at his opponents, I guess, so that's nothing to take in consideration. I take it, Brady from DFS by Numbers, he would know. So, this is the deal, though. If it goes to the ground, Gillespie, look, submission, 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 submission. A lot of guys are calling that submission out because if it goes to the ground, Gillespie's going to own this Brad Riddell. But if it stays standing up, I think Brad Riddell, City Kickboxing, Tiger Muay Thai, what's that saying? It's saying he's going to clinch and he's going to kickbox. Plus 225. I have to go with it. I have to go with the kickboxer. In this case, nothing. I'm not fading Gillespie I'm just taking the value. There's no minus 265 even by sub. Unless you call the round, he's gonna, like Prediction Guru said, submission third round. Unless you call the round, the sub is probably still a negative number too. It's probably like minus 110, 115. So just take the value play here. I'm going to take Brad Riddell with Lay. And the thing is, if Gillespie does take it to the ground and doesn't sub him, he'll probably get that decision because he'll smother him. He'll like hug him against the cage or onto the floor, just have that top control, just ride him like the whole fight, just ride it out to a decision. That's what I'm fearing, but I'm a gambler. I'm like, all right, here's my deal. I can't. In Tapology, I already picked Gillespie, so, and that's Tapology is I'm in a contest against a couple guys. You know who you are, Brad, Ginger, Dave Holland, or something like that. No, not Ginger. Who is it? Dom Jones, the Welsh guy, Dom Jones. Anyway, for the sake of Tapology, my pick is Gillespie by submission, round 2. Okay, that's my pick, but I am betting. I'm betting. My bet is on Riddell. My bet, sprinkle on that, plus 225. But my pick for Tapology, contest pick, right here. Gillespie by submission, second round. And if, you know, second round, that'll be a positive number. I'll probably sprinkle something on that just to hedge and watch it happen. He'll submit him in the first round, so I'll lose everything overall. It happens all the time to me, but whatever. It's called rolling the dice. It's called taking a shot, taking a gamble. It's what I do. Finally, moving on to the main event, we've got middleweight fight between Derek Brunson and Kevin Holland. Derek Brunson comes in as the underdog, plus 148. These odds are from BetOnline. And he's got a record of 21-7. He's coming off a win against Edmund Shabazian. That's via ground and pound, that victory he had. Kevin Holland's coming off a win against Ronaldo Souza. Is that Jacare Souza? Yeah, that's by knockout. And I guess before he knocked him out, he told him in the fight, I dreamt this, or I had a dream of doing something like I had a dream. I dreamt this, and then he knocked him out, or something crazy like that. I love Kevin Holland. Awesome. The Trailblazer. Anyway, Derek Brunson, he was fighting out of Jackson Wink. So I wrote down all the people, because that's what Tapology says, Jackson Wink, and it says Brunson's MMA. That's his gym, but his primary, or that's his primary, but his other secondary school is Jackson Wink. According to Tapology, which has, you know, Cub Swanson, John Jones, Jordan Wright, Carlos Condit, Magomed Mustafayev, and BJ Penn, to name some of the people on the roster. But then, after watching Fight Night Picks, I think it was, they said he's actually been training at or maybe it was Brady. I think it was Brady. DFS by numbers. One of those cappers. Somebody said he's fighting out of Sanford MMA now. Sanford MMA, they have Robbie Lawler, Anthony Rumble Johnson, Gilbert Burns, Vincente Luque, Michael Johnson, Takashi Sato, just to name a few. But anyway, Sanford MMA, you know, good camp. Either way, Brunson is in good hands. Either if he's at Jackson Wink or Sanford MMA, it doesn't matter. He's in good hands. Kevin Holland, he fights out of Travis Luter BJJ. You open up their Tapology, and I didn't see any fighters I knew by name. I saw there's handful of amateurs and regional fighters, but nobody that really stuck out that I could. But it's Kevin Holland, though, so really, he's phenomenal. Phenom. Okay. Derek Brunson, the underdog. Kevin Holland, the favorite at minus 173. Brunson, plus 148. Taking Derek Brunson, we've got the parlay punch or split. I love it when that happens. P-punch. We've got Josh. He's the one with the beard, red hair. He's saying by KO. Then we've got parlay punch Matt taking Kevin Holland. Did he say how? Oh, he did. Matt said Kevin Holland by TKO. Kevin Holland's weigh-in was awesome. He did a cartwheel to a round off, and it's like, come on, this place has got to liven up, woo! And he's like, he looked good. He did like smacked his own butt. That was fun. It was fun. I just watched that, and then in the stare down, he tried to do the flex pose right and put his elbow or like his arm in front of Derek Brunson's, but then he ended up just hugging Derek Brunson with the one arm and doing the flex. It was awesome. It was good. Anyway, back to this. Sorry. I just love the sport so much. I get into it. It's fun. Combat sports in general, just great. Cage Warriors, LFA's tonight too, but I don't have time for all that. UFC takes precedence. So, parlay punch, they're split. Then we've got bleed. What's going on? It's Bleed. I'm a patron of Bleed also. He's on board with Derek Brunson. Then we've got DFS Brady. DFS by the numbers. He's saying Holland by KO, second round. Then we've got MMA Prediction Guru. Patron of his too. Prediction Guru, I got him by, or he's got Brunson by decision. Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts, UGA. He's going with the homies. He had his little vote thing, what's that called? Survey, or not survey, question, I don't know. He took a vote for all the homies, all the subscribers. If you're subscribed, I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure I can figure it out. It can't be that hard. But I think maybe you have to be monetized or have to have over 1,000 subscribers to do the public opinion poll. That's what it is, opinion poll. He did it amongst all his homies, and 80 or what, something, I don't know. He gave me some, he gives out some stat, links in the description. Anyway, the homies are going with Holland. Majority of homies are going with Holland. He's also taking Holland. TKO in the first. There you go, Lay. Good deal. Then we've got Manpreet, lock of the night, on the blonde Brunson. Flipping back over here, we've got Fight Night picks. Matt and Craig both taking Kevin Holland. Then Will Martin MMA, taking Brunson. Look at all these guys taking the underdog here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Vlad from UFC Celebrities and Classics taking Holland. Congratulations, Vlad, tonight on the Cage Warriors. He announced he was now actually MMA holes. They do a lot of live. It's a man and woman. They do. I just subscribed to them tonight. They do watch-alongs, like live watch-alongs, and their chat rooms are way packed. But they do like a lot of live shows and stuff. But anyway, he was welcomed to the MMA Holes family. So Vlad is now somehow associated with MMA Holes. Congratulations, Vlad. Good on ya. So anyway, yeah, he's taken. So we got a tie, and the tiebreaker is left to Parlay Punch, lock of the night prediction. Oh, tiebreaker is left to James Lynch. Also, I'm a patron of James Lynch. And the self-proclaimed not a handicapper. He's a big fan of Prediction Guru, James Lynch. He said he makes better picks than I do. He's always knocking his own picks, but I like him. Anyway, James Lynch is taking Derek Brunson also. So giving the edge to Derek Brunson. He's saying by decision. And man, Derek Brunson could do it by decision, but I'm going with, even before this fight was announced, I think Holland is just a better fighter overall. And I watched a lot of James Lynch has that the pro MMA fighter picks, like he has episode 1 and 2 just on this fight, And he goes and each, like episode 1, there's like 6 pro fighters, and episode 2, he's got 6, I think 5 or 6, and they just, who do you think's gonna win? And they give a little bit of, some of them, like James Krause, he did a long, his section was like 5 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Just tell me who you're gonna pick. But anyway, those guys overwhelmingly were taking Kevin Holland, overwhelmingly. But, so, that being said, I got to go with the favorite here, Kevin Holland. I know the odds aren't that tasty or anything at minus 173, but I think if you do it by KO, it jumps up to plus 150, I do believe. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to take Kevin Holland by knockout. If I have to call the round, I'll say 3rd round. But I don't foresee me having to do that. We'll see how degenerate I get tomorrow during the live betting. Sometimes I get in the mood, you know? So, there you have it. To recap, time check. I've got, okay, Gregor, Gillespie, submitting Brad Riddell in the 2nd round. However, that's for my Tapology, where I'm in a couple contests. If you guys want to challenge me in Tapology, feel free. Range Capper is my, you'll see my little emblem, the blue one, not the one I use for chat, but the, yeah, you'll see it, Range Capper. No, it's be a picture of me doing a show. I have a red Flash, the superhero, Marvel, red Flash t-shirt. That's what you'll see. That's me on Tapology. Go ahead, challenge me. I love it. I'm only just I just started the whole Tapology pick thing. So I'm only like a 3rd degree white belt. So anyway, doesn't matter. Go ahead, challenge me. I'll play ya. So for Tapology, that's my pick. But in real life, I'm going to bet a little bit on Riddell. And finally, I got Kevin Holland winning by KO. If I have to pick a round, I'm going to say it's going to be the 3rd round. Actually, I'm going to change that to, it should be 1st or 2nd round, because I think there's gas tank issues. When they come to the later rounds, Holland will burn out before Brunson. So I've heard. Can't confirm. But anyway, there you have it. I will touch on this a little bit more tomorrow, I think. Right now, I'm just doing it solo. Vlad has to ref like 3 soccer games, so he will, unfortunately, he will not be able to do the live show with me tomorrow. So it's just going to be me solo, unless any cappers watching this. If you're in the chat, I can send you the link, and you can come on, whatever. But you have to be somebody that's been on my board somehow, you know, to be legit capper, even though I know there's guys in the chat that make great picks, but unless you have like a channel, I just can't throw you up there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, gather the info, place the bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Feel free to comment on who you think is going to win these fights. Am I crazy for taking the underdog bet here in Riddell? Is that ludicrous? No, that line is wide. But anyway, feel free to comment on anything, whatever. I don't care. The bobblehead, Sylvester Miller from Cage Warriors, Polish guy, awesome, awesome. I want the bobblehead. But good luck on these bets, and I will see you tomorrow for the live show.